There once was an old man who lived in a cave. He spent all his time drawing very strange images, and drew so many of them that he had amassed thousands of them. One day the old man was busy drawing when a gust of wind blew into the cave, spreading the images everywhere. Unbeknownst to the old man, some of the images flew out of the cave. One of these images landed in the stables on a farm. A horse called Steve that was in the stables came across the image and began staring at it. After a short amount of time, the owner of the farm smelt burning. Panicked by this, he ran out and discovered the stables had been engulfed in flames. He broke down crying, presuming his only horse had been killed. But out of the flames came out a horse walking very calmly. The farmer was confused by this because the horse was on fire, but it was still alive. Horse came up to the farmer and looked into his eyes. The farmer recognized the look the horse gave him and realized it was his horse. Suddenly the horse runs away, leaving a trail of fire behind. The farmer follows the trail until he sees Steve by a pond. The farmer walks up to the pond and he finds a frog staring at a sketch. The frog begins to vibrate violently and explodes into slime. The slime congeals into the shape of a hand and runs away. The farmer picks up the sketch, looks at it briefly, and then pockets it. The farmer walks back home with Steve and thinks about the sketch. Who drew it? What was that slime creature he saw? He gets back home and sets the image on the counter and goes to bed. In the night, a cat sneaks into the semi-burnt-down building and comes across the image. The farmer is woken up by a screeching sound and rushes downstairs. He witnesses a slime cat and is immediately reminded of the slime hand from the day before. The next day, the farmer begins experimenting with the sketch, exposing different animals to it, and witnesses the results. Every animal exposed to the sketch turned into some form of slime creature after a short while. The king of the land hears about this and wants the farmer to make him an army of slime creatures. He is hesitant at first, but gives in to the fact that arguing with the king could get him sent to jail. The farmer starts creating slime creatures that will fight for the king. But the king wants the farmer to create creatures at a faster rate, so the farmer has the idea to trace over the sketch, essentially duplicating it. This works, and the army is quickly built up. The king plans to attack a neighboring town and gets the army ready, but just before the attack, he finds out that an old man is in their way. The king warns the old man if he doesn't move, he will be crushed by the army. The old man doesn't move a muscle, so the king orders the creatures to charge. The old man holds up a sketch, and all of a sudden, his own army appears out of thin air. The old man's army slays the slime army easily and storms the king's town. The varied creatures take back the sketch and they destroy all the copies. The old man's army leave the town and are never seen again. The king is furious with this failure and demands that the farmer creates another sketch. However, with no reference material, the farmer must recreate the sketch from memory. He tests the recreated sketch on a rat, but it doesn't work, so the farmer is told to leave and never return. The farmer lives out the rest of his days wandering the land, showing passers-by Steve the fiery horse.